Good morning. Today I'm off to Weymouth to try and add even more birds to my year list. Now I am currently 11th in the eBird rankings, and to get in the top 10 I need at least 2 species or 1 species to be joint 10th. So let's go and see what I can find. One of the birds I'm going after today is the bird that has eluded me in so many of these videos, redneck grebe. There's not been many sightings in the last few days. This is one sighting that I'm going for, but I have missed this bird on 5 occasions. And then there's also some slightly more common species, he says, like bearded tit or black redstart or purple sandpiper to potentially go for as well. So let's just see how much time I get, but the one I really want today is that darn redneck grebe. Anyway, let's go and see what I can find. So I'm back here in Abbotsbury Swannery as my first stop of the day. This is the potential redneck grebe spot where the bird was seen yesterday. So it's probably going to be quite a distant viewing. The only time I've been here before was looking for Radipole teal and I missed that. So it could be quite a challenge, but you don't know until you try, do you? Should I have worn wellies? This pathway is not great, but yeah, hopefully it'll be alright. So I'm on site now, and so far there's no redneck grebes, but it's a lovely place to just sit and watch birds. Yeah, there's quite a few great crested grebes at distance, nothing that looks suspicious as a redneck grebe. There's lots of ducks out there, loads of tufted duck, some shell ducks, some red-breasted mergansers, lots of mute swans, but nothing unusual yet, although I've only been here a couple of minutes. Well, I'm going to do one more scan, but I really don't think I'm going to see this redneck grebe, which will probably be the 6th time that I've tried for this bird and missed it, which is such a shame. I would have thought I would have got it by now. But yeah, one more scan and then head to my next destination. Well, good news. I've just thought I'd look on the coastal side of Abbotsbury, and I've just had a very distant but definite red-throated diver. It's just out there. You can see the very pale neck, the upturned head. It keeps diving and it's very distant, so it's going to be extremely difficult to get the camera on it. I actually struggled to get the scope on it at times. But that is a year tick. Fantastic news. So as I said earlier, I need at least 2 year ticks today to stay in the top 10. And this is the first one, redneck diver. That puts me on 165 species on eBird, which is pretty cool considering we're still in mid-February. It's a fantastic bird. I just wish it was a little bit closer so I could show you guys, but yeah, what a sighting. Really pleased with that, and it's just a shame that the redneck grebe was not possible today. And just up here with these sheep, we've actually got quite a good number of cattle egret, which is cool. Not a bird for the year, but a good bird for the day. So I'm now here in the Fleet bridging camp, my second stop of the day. Last time I was here I managed to get a desert wheatear, which is fantastic. Now I'm not expecting anything like that today, but there has been quite a lot of reports of black redstart, a bird that I'm still missing. So I thought, well, I did see one when I was last here. Let's go and take a look and see if there's one here today. And remember, all I need is just that one more bird to hopefully get myself back in the eBird top 10. So this is the spot right next to like a little army base, and this fence row, while it may not look very attractive, it's quite popular for little birds to land on, like pipits and finches and stuff, and hopefully black redstarts. Well, last time I was here I'd seen the black redstart by now, and this time I haven't really seen a little bird other than starling. Last time I was here, the desert wheatear and the black redstart were under this little rock here, but nothing today. Which is kind of weird, because last time I was here it was raining, it was windy, the weather conditions really weren't ideal. And today it's perfectly still. You'd expect birds to be quite active, but just absolutely nothing. You're not even a rock pipit. Yeah, no, it's been quite a disappointing stop actually. But there you go, you can't get everything, you can't get something at every spot. That takes the challenge out of it, makes it a lot less fun. Going to be quite a quick stop. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because there's only one bird to look for, and I think black red start is something I could probably get another point this year. But it is a shame, I thought this was going to be fairly reliable, but it's not. So luckily I got the red-throated diver, so I'm off the mark for the day. Well, no luck with black red start, but I'm now at Portland Bill, where I am hoping to add that second year tick to my list. So let's go and see what I can find. Portland Bill, when I was a kid, was the place to go for rarities when I used to go on summer holidays in Dorset. All the rare birds got reported here, most of which I didn't see because I didn't really have the equipment to pick out seabirds and things like that, but things are a bit different now, and while it might not be rarity season, I am really hoping I can pick out something new for my list today. Well, there are lots of gulls out here. A mixture of kittiwakes and herring gulls is about all I can make out from this distance, and a few gannets in the background. But it does show that there is a lot of stuff to look for, even if it is going to be quite distant. Though my second year tick is now on the cards, I have just seen myself a couple of purple sandpipers. Now this was the one I was really hoping to see at Portland. They're relatively common, but last time I was here I didn't see any, so really pleased that I've got purple sandpiper on the list, and that makes 166, is it? 166 species for the year, and should put me in the top 10 on eBird. Well, that's fantastic. Purple sandpiper on the year list. Really great day out. Also saw some different auks, guillemots and razorbills flying past too. Pretty sure there were some kittiwakes out of the back, gannets flying over. It's been a brilliant day, and I don't think you can come to Portland bird watching and not have a great time and see great birds. It's just too difficult. Yeah, Portland's got a lot of special memories for me. It's the place where I saw my first puffin, although I don't think they're particularly common here anymore. Place where I saw my first skewer, pretty much all of my first seabirds in sea watchers in big winds. It's just a fantastic place, and in autumn and in spring it's the place where a lot of rarities turn up. Maybe not quite this time of year, but I'm sure I will be back here for something juicy, maybe in the spring, but if not, definitely the autumn. So this was the exact spot where I saw my first ever puffin, which was incredible. Spotted by a friend of the family who's no longer with us. Yes, emotional being back. Yeah, that was one of the highlights of my life, seeing that puffin as a kid. I was just so excited, I couldn't believe it. I mean, they weren't easy to see here, and it was just down on the water, really not far away at all. Maybe this summer I'll get another one. Well, a quick stop now at Radipole Lake after the successful time at Portland Bill. Radipole Lake is another place that I used to come all the time as a kid. In fact, probably came here more than anywhere else, because when we used to do holiday in Weymouth it was so easy to get to. And I've seen my first Chettis warbler here, I think, and bearded tits was definitely a first for here. My first ever bittern. Lots of first evers at this particular site, and it's really nice to be back here. And if I was to get a year tick at this spot and get 3 year ticks for the day, then bearded tit would probably be the most likely. But late afternoon, easier said than done really. Best chance of seeing a bearded tit though is listening out for the call and learning the call, because that's a lot more distinctive. They're often quite secretive birds that stay quite low in the marshes out of view. So if you can kind of hear them flying about, this kind of metallic ping, 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 then that's the best way to find them. And many of you probably know that bearded tit isn't actually a tit. It's been reclassified or renamed as bearded reedling, which is kind of a relatively unique species in the world. Nothing really to do with the tit family, even though it does have some similarities in shape to long-tailed tit. It's reedlings is a sort of family of its own, and long-tailed tit too isn't actually a tit either, so I think that's probably why it was named bearded tit, because of long-tailed tit. But it's just a calamity of errors really. So another story from birding in Radipole. I've actually got one of my only herd-only birds from here, which I didn't see. I must have been a metre away from this spotted crake, which I've still never seen in my life. And it was making its little crake noise, which I'm not going to imitate, partly because I can't remember it that well. And I could see the reeds moving right next to me, because it was right by the path, and I just could not see this bird. I must have waited for 4 or 5 hours, hearing it every now and then, seeing the reeds move and not being able to see this bird. One day I am going to get a spotted crake, I reckon, but I don't think it's going to be today. I think the spotted crake was somewhere like exactly here, or maybe this side of this tree in the marshes here. It was summer, so it was a lot more dense than it is now. Well, I've spoken to a couple of birders, and nobody's seen any bearded tits here recently, which is a shame because it used to be a pretty reliable spot, particularly where I'm going now, up what I would call the North Hyde, but supposedly that doesn't even exist anymore. So yeah, how things change, and on this occasion not for the better by the sound of things, but I don't know. I'm not giving up hope just yet. So if I got my calls correct, which I might not do, this little alarm call is Chettis warbler. Don't let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I can see some movement. Pretty sure that's Chettis warbler. Yeah, I saw it. It was a Chettis warbler, but I don't think I'm going to get a video of it. It's almost harder when it's too close, hiding in the reeds. You just won't be able to focus on it at all. But Chettis warbler, it's a pretty cool bird. Well, no bearded tits for me, I don't think. Not today. But I am due to be back here again on Friday, where I'm hoping to squeeze in Lodmore Reserve as well, which I didn't quite have time to do today. And hopefully I can get something added on that trip as I go and visit my godson and his family. Should be exciting. I think he's quite into birds. He's quite young, but he spots stuff in the garden, so yeah, it'd be kind of fun to hang out with him. Well, I just checked eBird and I'm 9th again. My highest position of all time for a day, I think, has been 8th so far. But yeah, back up to 9th, which is pretty cool. And if I got one more, I'd be 7th, which will be my all-time highest ever score. But I don't think this bearded tit's going to show itself for that to happen. But yeah, I do think that's the the wrap for today anyway. 2 year ticks added today. Bird of the day for me is definitely the purple sandpipers. I absolutely love those. My younger cousin always used to say purple sandpiper was his favourite bird, and while I didn't see their little purple patch, the reason why they're called purple sandpipers is in that when the sun glistens on their shoulder, you can see a little purple patch, which I don't think you can see in winter, or maybe it's just not sunny enough. But that's why they're called purple sandpiper, and I just think that's such a unique thing to have on a bird. So yeah, it's one of my favourite waders of all time. Brilliant to see. It's been a very long time since I've seen them, and yeah, no, it's great. But anyway, thanks very much for watching.